Hi, fashion dolls. It is finally Fierce Female Friday, and we are at the end of the month, January 31st. And welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Are y'all ready to get into some girl talk with our very special guest? She is an actress, she is a comedian, she is a yoga instructor, and I'm super excited to have her here in the dollhouse with me. Fashion dolls, please join me as we welcome beautiful, talented, the amazing Jaquai Wade Pearson. I'm super excited to have her here, Fashion Dolls, and I am fixing to send her this live so that we can get right into it. All right? Let me share this live with her. TGIF. Y'all, February 1st is tomorrow. It seems like this week went by so fast. This month, this season, we just started season 19, and it is still going strong. I am super excited, y'all. Today has just been an amazing day, minus all of the chaos and craziness that is going on. But our beautiful, very special guest is here. So without further ado, Jaquai Wade Pearson, Fashion Dolls. I'm super excited. Let's welcome her. Let's get into some girl talk. Hi, Pure Lux. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, everyone. Let me add her.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hi. Hi,
We are
beautiful.
here. I did it.
Yes, and I'm glad to have you here. So before we kick off this interview, how has 2025 been for you so far?
Yeah, I think we know. You know what? Let me just say this because I want to start everything positive. I'm
Yeah.
grateful. I'm
Mm,
grateful that I'm in my right mind. And I'm grateful that I have eyes that see and I know what I'm seeing. I'm grateful. And I'm going
that part.
to move as such. You and I think that's how we should all be right about now, like crystal clear.
I
Try
know where
focus.
she's going with this, and I'm gonna say it. If you're a black woman, you know, and all I'm gonna say is 92%. So feel how you feel, 92%. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. And for those who stayed home and called us sheep, well, well, them
Here,
crows, they
here
gonna
we
be
are.
coming home to roost.
And sips water. You know who said that? It was somebody. Politics by Tabitha. She said the same thing. Black women, sit at home, drink your water, and rest. This is rest period, and we're gonna be talking about that today. Ways that black women and black people as a collective we can protect our peace with all of the craziness that is going on. So before we kick off this conversation, Fashion Dolls, it was a post on Uno, and Jacque, she wanted to talk about it. So the Uno card, Uno confirms that you cannot play a draw two on top of another draw two. So, Fashion Dolls,
Let me first ask you a question. Did you ride the school bus at all? Did you ride the school bus at all to school?
yes.
Did you play Uno on the bus?
Yes. And
Let
me
me
and my sister
just
played it at home too. Me and my
yes,
siblings will
listen.
play that game.
So we played it at home, but when you got on that bus, that's when you got like the Cajun seasoning, like we
Yes.
stacking, we triple stacking, So I don't know if it was a rule that came in the box, but it was a rule on that bus. And you had to get with it, or else nobody was gonna ask you to play again. And
Exactly.
to my knowledge, we were stacking. Now I remember being like triple stack. I don't remember anybody putting a whole full deck down, you know. But
And this totally changes the game. It changes the ethic of the game. Now it says when you're out here playing with family, are you going to respect the official rules? That's the question that Ebony Magazine asked. So, Fashion Dolls, what do y'all think about it?
yes, please tell us, because are y'all playing this game for 15 hours? Because you got 25 cards in your hand. By the time we go around again, everybody's got 12 cards at least.
And this game has fueled some arguments. If not this one, then Monopoly. And we know the rules of Monopoly. You get your piece on that board, but this one right here, Uno. Uno is very personal to us
Listen,
because draw two.
and don't be draw foreign and we supposed to be cool. Like, hold that card till you Uno out. Don't do me like that. Like, I thought we were cool. I've seen I've seen some arguments spark from Uno and spades. I've seen it because people's demeanor they get discombobulated.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, people going for people's personal character. You know, it's very important. It's very important. I think it's like this: when in Rome, you play as the Romans do. I ain't read
Exactly.
that box. I don't read no. That's why I don't buy no special edition Uno. I don't buy no special edition where you write the stuff on. No basic cards because I'm not about to read the rules because I know the rules. It's the school bus rules. That's it. That's all I'm acknowledging.
And And it goes back to what Jaquai just said, which is it gets personal. People take this stuff personal, especially spades. You get some drinks in your system, or you playing with a family and a friend, that truth comes out. And it is very real. So people take these games seriously.
Don't renege and owe somebody money. Don't
Oh yeah.
don't renege and then on top of that, you ain't never gave them that $40 back.
Oh, they go rub it in your face. You remember that time you owe me damn $40. So they're gonna remind you
That's
real
just like
quick.
you. That's just like you. That's just like you. And they be like, yeah, you ain't yeah, you can give me that $40. Next thing you know, table flip. Table flip.
All the cards over, everything.
That one auntie is stealing everybody's leftovers while y'all distracted with the fight. She taking the
Mm-hmm.
foil plates out to the car because y'all can't get along.
Eh, Uno, that is a classic game, Fashion Dolls. So y'all check that article out on Ebony Magazine. Now,
Yes,
my beautiful special guest here, she is a comic, she is a yoga coach, she is a actress, she does it all. So, with finding that balance, Jaquai,
yeah,
how do you do it? How do you stay so sane with everything coming up? And as a comic, how do you find material?
man. Material is everywhere. Material is everywhere. It's happening on the news. Material is happening to you every day.
Oh,
Um, just things as simple as you know, you're doing your makeup and something goes down the sink drain, or something
right.
simple where it's like it's never until you're in a rush where something is falling down into the drain. You just put those stories together. I'm a mother, so my kids give me a lot of material. They don't even mean to be funny, but they come at me, they pinch my stomach skin like what happened to you, why does this look like this, and I'm like because of you, because you put all your body weight down on me for 9 months. So just simple things that I could just put into to stories. And I like to say, I just like to be a storyteller. I like to relate to people. And moving forward, I haven't been doing a lot of work with comedy because I'm kind of downloading everything right now and trying to figure out it's not all about the laughs. Like, how can I make an impact and make people laugh? Because I just want to be not only a storyteller, but I want to be a truth teller. And so I've just been kind of sitting down on things and figuring out like what am I supposed to be saying, and kind of recalibrating my voice. As far as acting, you know, I'm always we saw the strike. I'm always willing to work
Ooh,
when the work comes, right? And the yoga is there to keep me sane when I don't work. Right? Keep me together as I work, and then keep me sane as when I'm not working. And that's another thing I've been pulled with, kind of just being in a quiet zone with my acting. I'm thinking like, hey, that maybe this is a good time with everything that's going on January. I'm gonna try informed yoga instructor, I was like, there's a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
How can I be a tool of wellness for people? Like, how can I be used in the greatest light possible? And so right now I'm just being still. I'm just being still and learning and taking in things and trying to figure out how I'm going to go out into the battlefield.
Mm. And I'm so glad you said that because in this climate right now, all of us, we're seeing all of these things going on. My next question for you is what activities make you truly feel nourished and bring you joy as a Black woman? Because I know it's so hard with us being torn down every single day. And
Oh,
we're seeing these stories of some of these men on these podcasts and red pill spaces, and they are just, well, why Black women got to do this? Why Black women got to wear red lipstick and blonde hair? I mean, all sorts of things. And we be ready for it. We be sitting on ready.
you know what I find interesting? I think it's a cry for help. To be honest, like, it's a cry for help because I have never seen so many men concerned with what we choose to do with our hair and what we look like. And obviously, let me just keep it real. A lot of the feminine energy goes around attracting a gaze, right? So obviously if we are doing something and we are dressing a certain way, it's because it's attracting an energy. And so y'all get on these mics and y'all say all of this stuff, but y'all it, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Like, women are responding to what we think you want. So what? So what? Are we making a shift? Are we making a shift? And honestly, that should just kind of show women, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Whatever your vibe is. If you want to wear turquoise hair, if you want to wear purple hair, you want to wear your hair natural, if you want to do a pixie, you want to go back to relaxers. At this point, everybody do what they want to do. Everybody do what they want to do. I'm
Exactly.
do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, guess what? When I'm out of here, when I'm out here, it's gonna be me and the maker. It ain't gonna be Mr. Podcast Man being able to vouch for me. Mr. Mr. Podcast Man that probably don't pay no child support. Mr. Podcast Man that ain't probably had a successful relationship over 3 years. Like, we have to remember who we listening to here. You know. So when you hear something you don't like, pop off. Pop off. You know, it's as simple as that.
And and rightfully so. We watch these podcasts in these red pill spaces like Fresh and Fit, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen Fresh and Fit. And it's just like we turn on the news and we're scrolling down our feed, and it's a black man, hetero black man, with a microphone, either tearing down the queer community or tearing down black women. And I'm just like, even with the whole election, it was constant disrespect, misogyny towards black women. They kept saying, "Oh, DEI, DEI." For those of you who don't know, we've been talking about it this whole entire time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. But
Mm-hmm.
they kept saying it at the other candidate. We know what you were trying to say. It's coded for the N word. Y'all just
Mm-hmm.
are not bold enough to say it. And then to hear black men, our black men, on some of these black men on these red pill spaces sit up here and say, well, she was. Well, guess what your job is? You were a DEI hire also too. You think you got this job because of your skill?
And now let me say this though. We are getting it, and this is just me being in the corporate world. We're getting it because of our skill. We are we are held probably to a more scrutinized standard than most people. The
Yes.
DEI just helps them not throw us out with the bathwater, you know, to let in somebody who is their friend or looks like them and makes them feel comfortable. They have to look at that. But if
Yeah.
you have to look at qualifications in this country, black women are highly qualified people. And if they
And
don't want to and
higher
if they
earning
don't want
and
to
college
hire us,
degrees also.
and if they don't want to hire us, that's fine. We'll take our problem solving and our complex cognitive skills. We'll take them somewhere else. We'll take them where they're appreciated. See, at the end of the day, sometimes you have to look at, like, and I'm not trying to say back down. It's not even that. But you have to say, where is the blessing in it? Where's blessing in it?
Mm.
Because sometimes it means, you know what? Go where the love is. Go where the love is. And as far as, I've just been taught, I've come up in fine arts my whole life. I love all people. I love all people. You have to, you got to live by your own creed. Not go
Come on.
around tearing people down. What does that make me look like? That doesn't make me look like a trainer I would ever want to be a client with. You know what I mean? That's just self-hatred. And you going around doing that to women. Do you have a sister? Do you have a mother? And maybe you have, and all you're doing is telling a story. You telling a story. You telling me that maybe your mama was a horrible communicator with you and tore you down. You had a bad experience with a woman, and so now that's your way of being. You're toxic. You're insecure. Because when you're secure, you ain't worried about what no one else is doing. You're not. You're not. And as far as DEI, that it is a very alarming thing that's happening. But I think the light at the end of the tunnel is going to make us work with each other
Mm.
and work with other minority groups and band together, just as we did before, and we were thriving before. So numbers don't lie.
Absolutely.
Tulsa
And
didn't
and
lie.
I'm gonna
Our black towns didn't lie. We were thriving. We were fine.
and I told one of my guests this week, no, last year, I told him, I said, make their pockets hurt. We've had the first Black Wall Street. Make their pockets hurt. We spend and we celebrate each other within our own communities. And now other ethnicities, and I'm pretty sure you've seen some of the TikTok videos, they're saying, well, why them, why is it that Black people can, because that's in our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
He said, he was like, well, why don't y'all unite with us? No, some of y'all sat out. Some of y'all sat out. Y'all didn't care about Black people. We voted to help everybody. We wanted to help everybody. That's the selflessness in us. But some of
Yeah.
y'all decided to vote for your own best interests. So while Black
Selflessness.
people are organizing and forming community and volunteering, hi, Allie. Welcome. Y'all are going to be sitting over here like, what happened? Well, y'all have the opportunity to. Now it's, oh, let's come together. Let's work together. And I'm pretty sure
And let
you've
me tell you
seen.
something.
Go ahead.
And let me tell you something. I think we should be a priority. Of course, be a priority to yourselves, but you cannot be like your oppressor. You cannot. We will not get anywhere in this lifetime being like our oppressor. We have to understand it's almost greater than what that's the facade of what our skin tone looks
Oh,
like.
yeah.
It's an economic thing. If that means that we have to come together with our brown sisters and brothers, we have to do that. Because guess what? There were Black people out here who voted for Trump, and there are Black people who are looking crazy right now. So we have to come to a point of reconciliation, realization, and we have to unify. We have to unify, because that little 3%, or I don't know, somebody, you could put in the comment of what the real percentage is of the people who are going to benefit from all of this chaos. I'm sure it's very low. um they're fine. We're not. I think there's a tier system here. I think that we need to band together. Minority groups need to come together. All the oppressed need to come together, whether they know they're oppressed or not. But we can't be like them. We just can't. We cannot. Now we can't back down, but we cannot be like them. We got to take it. We gotta mix it. Martin and Malcolm. We got to kind of become a hybrid situation here.
Absolutely.
Martin,
And
Malcolm, and some of our other leaders who have been assassinated in their sleep unjustly. You got to come. It's about the people.
absolutely. And also another thing I wanted to touch on is black women saying, the TikTok videos or black women saying, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got this. I'ma sit this out. Get somebody else to do it. Love it so much. Listen, black women we have always been at the focal forefront of every single thing involving our people. If you go all the way back to the Black Panther movement, you go all the way back to the civil rights movement, you see black women right there up front leading the fold. So for you to vote against your own interests, because they were predicting and saying black women were going to save the day, and overwhelmingly, yes, they did. 92%. We are a part of that 92%. So for you to sit up here and vote against your own interests, this is the end result. So I don't blame these black women for saying, get somebody else to do.
Mm-hmm. I
And
don't
Michelle
blame them.
Obama for not attending. I don't blame. Why y'all mad at Michelle?
She's the realest person. Because why are we putting on a facade? It's her letting us know she's not part of the show anymore. Okay? She doesn't want to be part of the show anymore, and I can appreciate that. I think we take a lot on our shoulders. We do. And I think this was such a painstaking blow for us that we're like, you know what, throw up your hands. But let me tell you something. We can't help ourselves. We're gonna be right in somebody's office, sending out emails, trying to do something, being right there organizing
Right.
and backing our brothers the way we did before. We're and leading our brothers the way we did before. Um living oh my goodness.
Oh,
So we gotta put you need to put you never know who can support you, but
yeah,
if you can put your information in so somebody can reach out to you.
definitely. Definitely. And see, this is going on across the world. This is going
Yeah,
on across the world. And
and
comes
I think
tomorrow,
that
he's going to impose those tariffs. If you guys, it's in my stories. He's going to impose those tariffs tomorrow.
ooh, so I need to go grocery shopping tonight.
Girl, yes.
That's what you're saying. I need to go grocery shopping
Go
tonight.
now. Yes, he's going to impose those tariffs in other countries. Like they're and for the ones that didn't know about this, they're thinking that it's going to be Canada and Mexico that pay them. No, the everyday consumer pays those tariffs.
Right.
Eggs have
Well,
already
see,
went up.
the thing is, everybody, what this is everybody needs to go back into their little social studies mind and get and get educated on what this means for everybody,
Yeah,
because that will change the way you vote. That will change the way you vote locally. And this should really emphasize voting locally from here these next 4 years, making sure you're on that. But I really don't think we have the heart to all the way rest. Now we're gonna say I told you so, but I don't know. It's something about us queens. We're gonna do what we have to do, especially for our communities impacted.
yeah,
Now, when it gets down to what companies needing, oh, we need initiative to help sales and marketing, and well, that's where I'm like, no, no, you're not going to use my genius for that. Because if you don't want to accept people and you don't want to include everyone else, then you don't need my je ne sais quoi on your initiative, sir. You don't need my help in the conference room. Now, what I can do is take all of these gifts and I can go ahead and bring it back to my own community. That's what I can do. And that's what we should be doing. We really got
so,
to get in our gardening bag. We got to get in our holistic bag. We got to get in our healing bag. And I
Shout outs
want to
to
read.
Marco Luis,
Yeah, yeah.
who is the
Read
host
that comment
of
because
One
I'm
Mic
trying.
Night. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jaquai.
Yeah, I want to read some of these comments too because I want some input from outside and what's going on.
Um, D, I'm bald. Trump invited danger to the Obama family by saying, yes, he did. Oh, but President Barack went. I wouldn't have went. I wouldn't have went. And I don't blame Michelle for not going.
I think that was a tough one for Obama because he was actually a former president. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm sure that comes into some type of protocol. However, that was statement enough. That was
Where is he
statement.
from? And is
Somebody
he in
with some
America?
sense got to be in the room. Somebody with some sense got to be in the room. Someone has to bear witness. But I don't know. I don't believe Michelle needed to be there, especially after the speech she gave before we went on the went in for election day in her warning. It would just sitting there with the cameras on her face, knowing they're waiting on every little blink, every little thing to mean something, just as they did with Hillary. They were zoomed in on Hillary to see her. Who wants to fake it?
Right.
Who wants to fake it? Y'all done called the woman a man. You
A
know what I'm saying?
gorilla.
A
All sorts
gorilla.
of misogynoir directed at this woman for 8 years, 8 damn years that she's been in that White House. The misogynoir, Jaquai. Girl, when I tell you,
Them
like,
dresses. Remember when she first wore that sleeveless dress and they had a fit?
mhm. He wore a tan suit. They had a fit about that too.
Mm-hmm. No. So who needs that? Who needs that? She's paid her dues. She's paid her dues.
And rightfully so, 8 years of it. And on that DNC stage, everything that she was feeling, it came out on that stage, in that speech. We sure did. We celebrated MLK Day, and now they're trying to stop uh, us from celebrating Black History Month. We still gonna celebrate Black History Month. That's not gonna change.
We're praying for you, Trans Frank. We need
Yes, put your
to.
information. Just let us know. Um, exactly. They were upholding their duties as politicians. Michelle didn't have to. Black women are tired. Black women are tired. The constant misogynoir and dog
Mm.
whistles against Kamala Harris. Is she black or did she turn black? Oh, well, I think she's black this week. When that man sat on that stage at the National Black Journalists Association and asked that question, is she black or is she turned black? And then on the stage at the debate where she annihilated him and his pride and his ego got her. Because we know men like him, he's got a very big ego.
Oh yeah, she was nasty then. Very
Oh
nasty
yeah,
woman. Oh,
and that's what he
anybody
says
that
about a lot of
questions him
women.
is nasty.
If it's a powerful woman that challenges him,
Oh,
like that,
then they're
what is it,
nasty.
the Archbishop? Oh, she's nasty. She was nasty to me.
Well, call Miss Nasty. Call me Miss Nasty then. Because I'm going to question you all day. I'm going to challenge you all day on something that's right and something that's wrong, period. Now, someone made a good point in the comments. Now's the timeism. We don't need
Oh,
Black History Month or any cultural holiday to be celebrated nationally. You know what? I was thinking about this as I was getting ready for the live today, and I was thinking about how they were like, it's going to be American History Month, and we're going to celebrate everyone, all American history. America's back. Well,
which America are you talking about? White America?
maybe she misspelled whack, but all I have to say is I agree. Like we really don't. I love being black every day of the year. I love being black since I realized I was black. I don't need McDonald's to put a little kente cloth pattern around the bottom of my French fries. I don't care. Because I already knew that. I already knew I was beautiful. I already knew that I invented half of the things. My people invented most of the stuff that
Yep.
we make our lives convenient today. Listen, as you enjoy your rice, thank us. Y'all couldn't even cultivate rice here. We had to do that. Come on. So I don't need anybody else's confirmation and celebration, especially if you resent it. Because listen, it ain't nothing for us to get on the horn on the network and put together an impromptu barbecue to do whatever it is we want to celebrate.
Hello.
I mean, because 4th of July was always just a day off and a reason to go to the park, all right, and parking lot pimp and watch the fireworks. I it was always just that. It was always just that. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I do have some family members. Memorial Day. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to all of the Black and brown service members. That's one. But as far as I'm concerned, thank you. Paid holiday. Let's grab this fifth and a pack of Uno cards and let's celebrate.
Just make sure you don't
Let's
draw two.
celebrate being
That'll cause
alive.
that argument now.
Right. Don't get too drunk because you can't renege and you cannot, apparently, you can't stack a draw two. That's
The same.
oppression. That's oppression. You want me to play some dry Uno? I won't. I won't. Stack it. The same reasons
Same.
HBCUs were created. We need those things. Yes, we do. We need those things. Black History, Black Awards, celebrations were made. Yes. Yes. Like, let's not act like we don't know what it is. Let's not wake up and be like, can you believe what's going on? Can you believe it? We spent more time in this country oppressed than we've spent in this country getting what's right for us.
Exactly.
Now, Joe Biden pardoned Marcus Garvey. If that ain't a signal, I don't know what is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how are we looking at Pan-Africanism? How are we looking at, classism, the economy? We have to kind of go back and recalibrate. We got a little bit too comfortable. They gave Halle Berry an Oscar, and we got real comfortable.
And we can't get comfortable just because there's representation in the space. There's still a whole lot of work to do, and that's what Jasmine Crockett was out here saying. Homegirl does not play. And when Nancy Mace from my city of South Carolina, Jaquai, I wanted to know your thoughts on this. When you tell a black woman or a black person in general, oh well, we can step outside. That's signal for me to take my earrings off and let's get this work.
She stayed very calm, but I wanted, in that moment, I was thinking to myself, listen, Congresswoman Jasmine ain't gonna have to do a thing, honey. She ain't gonna have to lift a finger because we gonna all already be outside when you get outside. Please don't. Please don't. Don't don't tempt me to a good time. Okay? I'm trying to be right. I'm trying to be right. Please don't. And where do they do that at? And imagine if Congresswoman Crockett said those words. Imagine if she said,
Oh,
meet me outside to one of them. Imagine.
she would have been expelled off of the House floor. So it's a double standard. This woman can sit up here and say what she's saying. She better than me. And I was telling Hope this last week, Hope Ellis, when I did my girl talk with her. I said, she's better than me because see, I would have been put out of that room. Those,
Mm-hmm.
those fighting words, you tell a black woman, let's take it outside, we will
Oh
gladly
no.
take off our earrings
Oh
and
no.
give you this
I
work.
would have been gladly outside. I would have listen at that point. Listen, that meeting couldn't have gotten out. It couldn't have adjourned quick enough. The way I would have been had my slippers on, them stilettos would have been in my tote. My little travel shoes would have been on already. Let me see this. But the real question, even with our allies in the fight, are we now the minority again in progressive thoughts and mindset to move forward with equality?
Mm-hmm.
Are we saying like no, I think that's an illusion. I think that it is an illusion. We have to remember that media is highly propagandized. It's propaganda. So it's going to overwhelm. A lot of these things are going to be put out to overwhelm us, to make us
Yeah.
believe that, oh, the majority feel this way. And even with the votes, like how they were like, well, was this many percent and this many percent feel this way, but how many of that percent really thought like these things would have occurred in the last 2 weeks? I think even of that percentage, maybe at least 13 to 19% of them were just ignorant and voting on false ideas, you know,
And
or
fearmonger. It's the
yeah, and
black.
fear
They're
mongering.
stealing your jobs. It's all of these dog whistles to us as black people. So that attack with what happened at the airlines with the airplane, that when he sat up there and he said, "Oh, it was DEI," we knew exactly you were targeting us. You were targeting black people.
And it was totally tasteless. And I really feel for those involved, whether it was an accident and it's still being investigated, but it speaks to the professionalism. If anything, it speaks to DEI, because you are not even qualified to give an ethical, compassionate response to a human tragedy. But you have the nerve to talk about someone being qualified. The CEO of American Airlines popped out as soon as it happened. I woke up in the middle of the night. He already had a video circulating with a compassionate statement about the investigation and everything. And I'm sure he had to hurry up and make that video because you already know how the American press is going to be a circus the next day. You know,
Yeah.
I have never seen this president have any ethical or coherent response to mass chaos. He just goes and sprinkles a little lighter fluid on it. Because what are we even talking about? We've just had our first commercial flight tragedy in years. And this
Wow.
is what you're talking about? You've won the presidency, right? So why are you still in campaign mode? Do what you're going to do, sir. I dare you. And I dare these congresspeople to vote on the crap that he's bringing forth.
That's if y'all have the balls to stand up to him, because some of y'all have already bent the knee.
Obviously, they're playing dirty. And that's sorry. I mean, look, I don't know. It's unfortunate
My heart
because
goes to
you
him.
can't tell me y'all are really going to agree to him doing a third term. Really? But you know what? Then we got to remember the same way certain people, even in our community, were calling Obama a puppet. Remember this puppet. Who is the puppeteer here?
Elon.
Who's pushing this agenda?
What our girl
Elon.
T.S. Madison say? What our girl T.S. Madison say? That's exactly what it's for, because Elon Musk has the money. He is the biggest
I,
chess piece.
and
He's the richest man
I
in the
thought
world.
y'all weren't going to get pushed around. I thought you guys aren't bullied by anybody else. Elon, you gonna let Elon run stuff? Mm.
He's pulling the strings. Elon has the money. So it makes sense. That's what I'm saying. His base may now be the majority of this country. It's a sad state. Follow the
I know
leader
I'm
is
making
what
this
led them.
water look good.
Listen, and that's the energy that Black people we're going to have for the next 4 years or however long he's going to stay in office. We're going to drink our water and protect and focus on our communities and unite with other marginalized groups. But a third term, and everybody was like, well, if he gets a third
Well,
term,
look,
then
how
Obama can
many,
get a
but
third
the
term.
question is, how many of the people who really care about this, how many of y'all are going to go and turn that Tesla in? Let's
Some of them
not
already
talk
have.
about it. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. At the end of the day, it's a be about it, not talk about it situation. How many of y'all are going to go and pull that Tesla back up into that dealership and trade it for something else?
And
Because I
make
know
sure
y'all tired of
it's
finding
not Ford.
them charging stations. I know you are. I know you tired. I know you tired of special towing that you got to get. I know you tired. I know you're tired of getting locked out that machine. I know you're tired of the training and ongoing training that you have to take to drive your vehicle.
The battery running low in the car, everything. I've seen the videos of it. People starting to turn their cars and they just like, well, after he won, let me go ahead and turn my car. But that truck is ugly. The Tesla cars, I mean, like she just said, having to go to the charging station. And then when your car on low, you having to call roadsides. I mean, all of these things for
And
this
they
car.
have to bring a special, they can't just bring a regular truck. They have to bring a flatbed. Then you can't get into the bad boy. You got to get on YouTube, try to figure out how you can get into your own vehicle. Listen, just give me a regular, stealable vehicle.
Exactly.
I'm from Detroit. Take it. I put the note in it. Keep it for 30 days. I can get a new one. Congratulations. Can you leave
You
my
can have
car
that
seat?
for
Can
that.
you leave the baby's car seat outside the vehicle, please? That's all I ask. Thanks.
Listen, we gotta invest, y'all. We gotta invest. These cars, if you own or know somebody who owns one of these cars, give it right back to them. As I was telling Jaquai, make their pockets hurt.
And yeah, that's we are the major consumers in this country. So let's just ball out on us. That's all I say. Let's ball out on us. Let's ball out at local markets. Let's ball out with local farmers and people. You know, my mom picks up eggs every Friday from like an East Asian family. That this is the type. This is what I mean by unity. You
Come on.
come on. You don't need Walmart. You don't need Walmart. You can
Or
figure
Sam's
it out.
Club because they're affiliated together. That it's the same thing, same brand.
Oh, did we say Costco was okay? Listen, one of them got to be all right. We got to get a lot of toilet paper now. Listen, Costco is all right. What's the
Yeah.
safe list?
Costco, TJ Maxx, these are stores you can shop at. And
All these,
yep,
yes. It's not that limited. And if anybody knows any other stores, throw them in the comments that we can do. Any other suggestions, y'all? Any other suggestions out there that you that y'all feel like we could be doing?
I mean, she mentioned Jaquay mentioned McDonald's earlier. McDonald's is one of them. All the companies who rolled back and scaled back on their policies. How do you feel about the Tabitha Brown situation, Jaquay? This is like it's tough because she's a black woman. Black, she has her brand in there, and there's other black brands in there too. So that's tough. But Target say, hey, but I don't want to see y'all celebrate no Black History Month, celebrate nothing that celebrates marginalized groups. Because y'all want to roll back y'all DEI.
Well, the thing is, I think you can buy can't you buy Tabitha's products directly from an online source from her? Or is that just the lip bar? I know the lip bar is the
Yeah,
biggest black product,
black
cosmetic black
owned.
product in Target, and you can buy directly from them. And their creator is a Cast Tech alumni, Detroit girl, and she was just advising that we have to be conscious of the fact that when we do stop shopping in Target, then they're going to justify taking us off the shelf. So there's a catch-22. We just have to be ready. We just have to be ready to, mobilize our own avenue of selling things, our own marketplaces. And I think we can do that. We just have to take the outrage and place it into something productive instead of being like, oh, I can't believe it, and then nothing comes of it. Okay, so where's our Walmart? Where is our Sam's Club? All right, it's not that hard. We've obviously shown that we've got a big, diverse product base here that we can have a store of our own. So why aren't we doing that? It could all be so simple.
General strike is where I always wanted to take it. Nola, you have a list of Black and Native family-owned businesses. Please send me that list so that I can share it. And then it's two Black women that on TikTok, they posted a list of like a guide of Black-owned stores and companies that you can shop from. Every category from fashion to electronics to anything you need, Black-owned. These two Black women did these TikTok videos. You guys follow Politics by Tabitha. She posted it on there. So you guys can go and check that out as well too. Two Black women, and they were like, well, this is Black owned, this is Black owned. We need to be supporting these businesses. Make their pockets hurt. Because there's nothing even worse. The most happiest thing that makes me happy is a billionaire and a millionaire suffering, their pockets suffering. And I just love it so much.
I love to see
them
chickens
suffer.
come home to roost. I don't want to see anybody suffer, but if you trying to make me suffer for your own billions, then so be it. I can't help. I look, I can't. You see me trying to keep my karma clean. I'm trying to keep my karma card clear.
Evil. They are evil. And we've seen them all in the cabinet, from Mark Zuckerberg to Elon Musk to Jeff Bezos, Amazon, and a lot of people shop at Amazon.
They've made it so convenient. I mean, you can order the body butter and it's there in a few hours.
Exactly.
How can we create a courier service that does the same? That's the thing. Let's do to them. Let's just see. Let's take the model and say, how can we mobilize ourselves to do the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to go through the trials and tribulations and the embarrassment. Like he sat up in an office and he really trudged through. People laughed at him and then it blew up. We need to have that same endurance. The word is endurance. Yeah. This time we got to have the endurance to say, look, no, it's us. It's us. This is our land. We taking this land here and this going to be us. Yeah, and let's figure it out. Yeah, we'll pay taxes into whatever, but this is us right here. This is what we doing over here. How can we do that? Or get your paperwork in order. Get your flights booked.
That's another thing. Black people, when you go to travel, you now have to present a sort of form of identification that you were born into the United States of America. Even leaving, going to another country. A girlfriend of mine, and I just recently had her on the show, Cammie Red, said that when she was traveling, she said, I had to present this to showcase that I'm from the United States. So we're going back to the time where it says basically, show me your papers.
The audacity. The audacity.
Your vice president is married to an immigrant, if we want to be very, very clear.
And that's why it's very important that we remember all of those trips to, the Black History museums and the Holocaust museums. We
Mhm.
have to remember those lessons, because what they're trying to do right now is kind of eliminate that from the younger generations to where they won't remember. And then we have kind of gotten away from study. But we have to understand that things happen in cycles. They kind of come back around again. There's nothing new under the sun, and we kind of have to see it coming. And it's unfortunate. I don't really know. I don't know if I have the answers for it. I'm an actor. I'm a comedian. I can build some jokes around it, but I don't know if I have the answers to those those complex things. But I know we need to see it. We need to see it for what it
Yeah.
is. You know, when you can stop and traffic stops and people are being deported from a traffic stop, possibly. Understand this is a real thing. This is a real thing. But we had an opportunity for this not to be this way.
And me and Jaquai and any other black woman that viewed this show when the election was going on, I'm gonna keep saying that 92% we voted so that this would not happen. Now they're raiding classrooms. They're going to people's homes. We're seeing the videos to people's jobs.
People are not coming to work. Kids are withdrawing people are withdrawing their kids from school. So we just don't know. I wish I could look in the lens of 6 months from now, but this is, bizarre. But like I was saying, I think a lot of this stuff is being flooded to us to make us react in a panicked kind of way to justify some type of restraint on the American people. So we have to be very careful. Like you said, like we have to stay calm. You have to see things. We have to study, and we have to have a certain awareness. That's what I will say on this here avenue, because this is, yet again, this is not our platform that we're on, so even here, even the things we do and express, um we just have to have grace about what we're doing, you know
And be vigilant, as Jacqueline said in the beginning of the show. White folks don't think it will happen to. Oh, yeah, it is. DEI affects you too. Guess what, MAGA supporters? It affects you too. And I've seen
mm,
the videos of white women saying, "Well, you do realize that this affects you too. The working wives at home. You realize that this affects you also too.
mm-hmm.
We've been trying to tell you. We've been trying to tell you. Kamala even tried to tell you, but y'all didn't want to listen to the qualified black. I just
No,
posted a picture of her a few minutes ago. She looks like she was at a basketball game or a show something, and
look,
she was smiling, looking beautiful.
it looked
Kamala is
great.
out here living her best
She
life, and I
she
think a
looked
lot of
like the
black
cover
women.
of an R&B album. Honey was glowing, hair serum popping, not a frizz, not a flyaway was there. And listen, honestly, I'm like, good, because they was gonna wear her out. They was gonna have her face falling
Oh
off her skull
yeah,
by the time them 4 years would have passed. So you know what? Let somebody else do it. But it needed to be anybody, but anybody.
we tried to tell y'all, and as Noli said in the comments, they will find out, and they already are. They already are.
Them chickens coming home, boy.
Especially for the farmers that voted for him, for the farmers that voted for him, for everybody.
I
They
just
would.
really, you know what? That's where you need to find. You need to find someone who voted. Because I can't believe that it was a farmer who voted for it. I don't believe it would have been that demographic. It would have had to been maybe one of those like upper middle class or upper class Latino voter that is disillusioned and think that they're gonna save some money in some kind of way. I can't see a working class Latinx person voting, and if they did, bring them on so we can hear what's going on in their mind right now, in their mind's eye, as they possibly watch some of their family members being like getting the boot. What is it?
Oh, man. Hakeem Jeffries is up next. That's who I wanted as House Speaker. But Mike Johnson, Jaquai made an excellent point in the beginning of the conversation, and that was there's crooked deals. Did y'all see on that House floor? And it was on one of the networks. There was a backdoor deal made to make Mike Johnson the House Speaker again. So we're seeing the corruption live in front of our faces in
Oh
real
yeah.
time. They put it on display. He let you know what he was going to be doing on his campaign trail, and you're seeing it. We're not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not act like we're in an uproar. Like, no, definitely not. No. I think what we need to be thinking about is, how are we going to make the adjustment? How are we going to make the adjustments in our lives? How are you going to move forward with your expertise and your skill? Are you going to be working with companies who, you know, some of these companies, the people I've applied for or whatever, I've jumped, or people I travel with, I go to those companies and I see if they've taken their DEI down, and they've not. They are making the same statements that they were making before. And that's what I do. I move how they're moving. If you taking down stuff, then I'm not going in your store. If you're keeping up, you're standing strong, I'm standing strong with you. I'm going where the love is.
And that's what we got to do. I forgot the white guy's name, but he's going to do away with the men. Do with the what now, Deshaun? And then getting rid of you ain't never going to be able to erase the civil rights movement. You are never going to be able to erase Black people's history in this country, because we built this country. Our ancestors did. So if they're thinking that they're going to erase Black history or any other sort of history, and we know what you mean by saying uh, radical indoctrination in the schools. Radical indoctrination in the schools equals Black history. Wokeness
Mm,
equals Black. DEI is their new way of saying the N word.
mm-hmm.
And we already see it. We as Black people, we see it. So, of course, Trump is going to blame DEI. He's going to blame anything on a Black person. You blamed it on Obama. He blamed it on Pete Buttigieg. You blamed it on Biden. They didn't have nothing to do with this. This is all in your hands. You're president, right? You leading this country, right? It's on you.
He needs to go back and watch episodes of his show. He
The
needs
Apprentice.
to go The Apprentice, because he would have been like, "You make excuses. You
Exactly.
making excuses. It's no one else's fault." He needs to go and eat his words.
And it's coming back to roost on him. That's another thing. It's coming back to roost on him. Kim's uncle Al Sharpton led a match into Costco. Listen, I sure did. Listen, the
I'm not
Costco
pleased.
boycott, everybody showing up at Costco's. Costco said we are going to stand down. And then for Republicans to try to get them to change their policy, saying everyone is welcome here to shop. Uh, no, they're not.
If
So
I'm
shout
not
outs to the
welcome to
company
be
that
your
defends them.
COO, if I'm not welcome to be your CEO, then I don't want to go come in here and buy nothing in here. Not a ho ho or nothing.
Hello.
Cheerio or a Cheerio. I'm out. You know, if it's gonna be like that, because you're right. My thing is, take everybody's name off the resumes then. Take everybody's names off the resume and take them through the process without seeing them, and bring them in at the last minute, bring in the final candidates, and you're going to see. You're going to see what they look like.
Because see, Black people, we are out here, we've earned the most college degrees. Mainly Black women have earned the most
You're
college
going to see.
degrees.
You're going to see who come marching up in there for that interview. Go ahead.
You're gonna wind up with somebody just like Hegseth.
Go ahead. Because according to what I'm seeing and how these hearings are going for this administration and who's being appointed to what jobs, it's a whole how it sound like Jerry Springer up there when they asking them these people these questions. How did he even qualify to be considered? But you guys are talking about DEI? Okay. Okay. Obama, y'all had a fit because he smoked cigarettes and wore a tan suit and has an African name. Had
My
a fit.
God, like,
Had a fit.
and Hegseth
Man was living a
didn't
pristine
even really
life.
want to. He didn't even really want to answer none of the questions.
Hegseth was a whole, that was the Maury show. I was uncomfortable. I would have put my little stuff into my briefcase and went home. And he still got it.
Still got swarmed through. Another one was that the Attorney General Pam Bondi. Like, girl, you couldn't even answer the question if he lost the election or not. We know he lost. You were still in denial.
And still going through. So what are y'all talking about DEI for? Y'all done brought the man's strip club incident into it, his outside child into it. I was like
The alcohol, everything,
the alcohol.
literally
They brought it.
flushing out
They brought his
pearls.
mama. They brought his mama in. They said his whole mama don't like him either. His mama hate him. His mama hate him too. I was like, damn. The man's mom said he was a horrible
Wrote a
person.
letter. She wrote a letter to him, letting him know how dangerous it is. That should have been your warning right there to not confirm this man.
She's like, he is a spawn. Listen, I drank Miller High Life the whole time I was pregnant with him. I fell down the flight of steps. I don't know. Man, that had to be, if anybody, if y'all got time today, look up that hearing. That,
Hateful.
when you talk about something being ratchet, I don't want them to ever talk about black people. The way they clowned in that hearing, the way they aired out each other's business in the streets. Don't y'all ever bring up Marion Barry. They made Marion Barry look like a saint.
And if not him, then RFK's hearing. And that was a circus.
I couldn't even watch his. Let me just keep it honest. I couldn't watch it because it made my throat hurt. Hearing him talk, I can't.
Like,
It,
what?
I just want a Ricola. I can't listen to the man speak. And I know it got to be a medical condition, and forgive me, but I click off of it. I'm like, just give me the transcripts. Send me the transcripts. I'll read what he said. He was so uncomfortable when Elizabeth asked him, "Are you going to take any money for the next 4 years and 4 years after that?" I ain't never seen. I was like, "Oh, he got hemorrhoids." Man shifted so much. He was so uncomfortable.
And Angela Alsobrooks understood the assignment. A black woman challenged you. She questioned you. Angela Alsobrooks.
Oh, about the vaccinations.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, this is what I wanted him to say. I wanted him to say we don't need it because we superhuman or something like that. But nah, that's not what he said. It like, oh, they don't need, whatever. I don't know, but listen, she was like, that's very dangerous. But I was like, wait, now if he come out and say out his whole mouth that we got something different about us with these vaccines, hold on now, let him cook on that. Because what? What? Because y'all love putting stuff in us that we don't need. So
Why don't we open up the other? Yes, he did declassify the files, Deshaun. JFK. That's another thing. Kennedy. RFK Jr., that's your family. What are you going to do about it? This man just declassified MLK's files,
I
JFK's
think they
files.
were due to declassify. I think after a certain amount of years they were going to declassify anyway. Even with Martin Luther King, they were going to declassify anyway. But is that going to change something?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
But
they
let's get into
were,
those Epstein files, though, Trump.
because I was waiting on them at the door.
Matt Gates, when the thing came out, and when that report on Matt Gates came out, and then they released his report the next day, oh, he was livid. He was livid, y'all.
Yeah,
But
so
let's see them
I'm
Epstein files. You riding around on his jet plane. Let's see
but
those
I'm
Epstein files.
interested in what they think is going to change about how I feel about Martin Luther King. How do you think? What you think that's going to change? We're gonna find
Not a
out.
thing.
Okay, that he has some infidelities. Okay, we've read about that. We've heard that. Okay, so what you think is gonna change about how I feel about Martin Luther King? That y'all
But we
haven't
know how we feel
already
about it.
drugged. Y'all already insulted the man while he was alive, persecuted the man while he was on earth. So you think that I'm gonna be surprised by anything and any tactics and any insults you're gonna throw at him once you did declassify these files? Really don't care. Really don't care. I really
I mean, this man
don't care.
was one who fought for change. And then for this, and then Jaquai, did you see the black pastor? Lorenzo, what were you doing on that stage? And I had Hope Ellis laughing last week when I said, if y'all seen Eddie Murphy in which film was it? Was it Eddie?
Coming
Was it
to
Vampire in
America.
Brooklyn? Coming
Coming to
sexual
oh,
charge.
and Vampire in Brooklyn. Oh my God. He he reprised the role. He reprised the role in
Yes.
Vampire in Brooklyn. Oh
I
no.
had Hope
Man.
screaming last week for that because you literally got up there and you made a mockery of this man's legacy. And for a fascist, we don't do that. But I
No,
mean, he got
well,
up
no,
there,
he
he
was
was
praying. Was he
emoting.
praying for the inauguration or was it? Because listen, I did not watch. I was watching the Martin Luther King presentation. I was
Yes,
watching his daughter. Okay. So I don't know how you even saw this, Miss Stevie, because you were supposed to be over at the memorial church service. You
I
weren't
saw
supposed to
the
be
clip of
watching
him.
that. Oh, you saw
I
the clip.
saw
I thought that
MLK's
was a
so
general prayer for America. I hope he didn't attach that to Martin Luther the King. Look, I'm saying F King, like fine King. Um, Listen, I'm hoping he didn't attach that. I know it was a mess.
Lorenzo, what were
Someone,
you doing?
I heard
Tap
a preacher
dancing.
call it a Chicken George prayer. Chicken George.
Listen,
Chicken George caught a stray.
listen. This man made a fool of himself. I mean, even Trump couldn't even keep a straight face. These white people were up here laughing at you, like you making a fool of yourself up here.
He
We don't do this.
clearly sent in an audition tape for that. He sent in an audition tape. They
Ooh,
said we need an actor to play a preacher. Because whose church do you belong to? I want to see the congregation. I want to see this storefront church they found you at. Your church is attached to a church's chicken. That's how you pray.
how
Brother
do we get?
sound like he still sell his sermons on cassette.
I mean, closing his eyes, emoting everything. It was given very much sexual chocolate. Eddie Murphy coming to America, literally. If y'all and then Vampire in Brooklyn, the one where he was a revving up there too. I had Hope laughing. I said that's what it was very much giving me. Yes, Pastor Lorenzo. hmm Using the words of our great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King in
I
his
don't
speech.
see no new comments. How come I don't see new comments?
Deshaun just typed something. He said, "Are you talking about Lorenzo with Martin Luther King at the speech?" Yep. Mhm.
Deshaun, I don't see any.
The Republican
Deshaun
pastor.
on the treadmill. That's the last I've heard of Deshaun. Deshaun is getting the steps in.
He just typed something else too. Pat Lorenzo, the Republican pastor, speaking of Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, and he had the audacity. Listen, and it's another one too. I cannot remember his name, and he got into it with the black woman on a podcast, was disrespecting her. She was like, "Well, being respectful, being mutual with him, trying to have a conversation." This is on Roland Martin show.
Uh-huh.
Reese Colbert and him got into it, and he disrespected her. I cannot remember his name. He starts with a D. He's a black pastor too, and he supports Trump. I
I,
cannot remember that man's name.
I, I got to, do
Listen,
they support Trump or are they paid? Does you see what I'm saying? These is desperate. These is desperate times. These are the Hunger Games. You got my Snoop out there. I can't even listen to Snoop no more. You done abducted my Snoop. I'm like, blink twice, Snoop. Blink twice. Tell me you ain't. Tell me you.
I was devastated when I saw that. Like, I was like, how could you do this? You have
Snoop.
a daughter. These
Snoop
men don't
Loop.
care about women.
It was a clone. This is what we need to be. This is the conspiracy, because that's got to be a clone. Ain't no way that they got my Snoop. They got my Snoop. They big money bags over there. They big money bags, because you made Snoop throw away it all. He was everybody's uncle.
Yeah, yeah.
They got
I'll
big
tell
money
you
bags over there.
for that check.
Rick Ross, he ain't really had a hit in a while, whatever. I can't, Nelly got a baby on the way. Nelly got a new baby. He like, listen, I just I didn't just track down this wife after 20 years of a breakup with her. Like, listen, we gone. But Snoop, come on. I thought you was solid.
I was devastated by it. I was angry. I was upset. Like, why?
I'm 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 gonna take my time. I'm not even gonna be able to listen to that anymore.
But y'all
Uh,
had
uh
so much fever for another thing. Y'all had so much fever for Chrisette Michelle. Where was this energy for her?
well, listen, I ain't listened to Chrisette Michelle since. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I have not. And I like that one song that girlfriend.
Oh,
I
hit
didn't
me.
listen.
Yeah.
I done forgot how the melodies of her songs go. That's how far I listen. I go like this. Beep, doop. That's how it go. Boop, pop. I'm not gonna rationalize. Oh, I thought it was gonna bring the people together. You thought wrong. That's why don't nobody pay you to think. They pay you to sing. But you should have had a consultant. I'm sure family members told you not to do that.
And the same for
I'm
these
sure.
rappers. The same for these rappers too that went to go and perform at his crypto ball.
Crypto ball. That just sounds criminal. It sounds criminal. I know you a crip, but crypto, Snoop. You ain't got to go to everything with crip in the beginning of it. Damn.
My goodness, y'all. But here we are. Here we are. But we gonna get through it. We gonna fight. We gonna resist. And more importantly, we gonna be vigilant. And we gonna spend and support our own communities. Make their pockets hurt. I'm gonna take back what I said earlier about making their pockets suffer, because I don't want nobody to suffer, but we gonna make their pockets hurt. Make them know it.
Well, those particular ones, we know. I'm just talking about all millionaires, because some millionaires, they got it and they were good people. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? I don't want to be a hater-rater. I don't want to have hateration, holleration. You know what I'm saying? In the dancery. But if you stepped on somebody's face to get your money, you should suffer. You're right.
What about JD Vance saying that you have to stay in an abusive marriages for the sake of the children? Talk about, oh yeah, I touched on JD
So
Vance. I
The
touched
kids
him.
gotta witness abuse. The kids gotta witness domestic abuse and come to school traumatized, bullying people and wetting their pants and stuff. You guys don't understand the implications. Listen,
It's misogyny. It's patriarchy and misogyny. You are dealing with a cabinet of insecure white men, and it comes down to white fragility. That's why the majority of these white people, white Americans, didn't vote for her because they are afraid of powerful black women.
yes, always that,
And
always that.
Donald Trump fears powerful women. So that's why when you hear him say, "Oh, she was nasty to me," what did he say about Abby Phillip on CNN when she was questioning him? He didn't like it. And then April Ryan, the press, what was it? She was one of the press that was when he was in the White House. Oh, she was very nasty. That's a stupid question. If a woman challenges him, she's powerful, like the president of Mexico. She's pushing back. He fears powerful women. He's very insecure.
I'm really interested to see. I'm just interested to see how these things go. And like I said, I'm very proud of companies that are just standing strong with their moral ground and moral high ground in a situation like this.
Oh yeah.
And I think we ought to too, but we gotta, like you said, don't get the panties in a bunch. Just read,
Sure don't.
stay up on your stuff. Mm-hmm.
And all of this stuff that's going on right now, you're seeing it's headline after headline after headline. This is what they're doing, and it's called flooding the zone. So you're going to see him try to distract us, smoke and mirrors. But we got to stay vigilant. We got to stay focused because he is going to keep doing things.
Mm-hmm. And we got to remember, an executive order is not automatic. There is a process. There is due process. Become educated on how the system works, so that if there's any way you can be involved, you can be involved. You can email your state legislature, your state representative, people in Congress, and you can, urge certain things to happen. So just, stay up on your game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So before we wrap this amazing conversation, because I had such a great time with you, Jaquai, it's like we're in sync and the audience loves you. Like Noli was saying, "Oh my God, I want her to be my neighbor." I'm definitely going to bring you back on the show, girl, or either one of our girl talk panels. And I typically include 4 women,
Oh
myself
yeah.
included, and we all have different perspectives for Black women. So I'm going to message you about that
Yes.
because I want you in the next. But yes, be vigilant, form communities. Before we go, Jaquai, what are some words of encouragement that you would give our people or in these times? From your perspective as a comic, because comics bring relief to a certain situation.
Listen, remember to always choose love,
Yes,
drink your water, and keep your clean. Okay, you can fill that in with anything you want, but keep it clean. Because when it's time to unite, we got to come together. First of all, I don't want to smell your musk. Secondly, we just want to be on the up and up. Everybody, that basically means be on the up and up. Be on the up and up this year. Do everything you're doing at the highest level for you and your community, because we're going to need each other.
absolutely. All right. Fashion dolls are going to leave it and right along with what Jaquai just said, which is today's final thought comes from Issa Rae, our girl Issa Rae. She says that I found that every time I asked permission, the answer tended to be no. This quote is about fear. So I had to make my own yeses. And in this time, we need to go and start creating our own more and more ever. Black owned businesses, go ahead, get started, start that business. So let everyone know where they can follow you, Jaquai. I had a great time.
All right. Everybody follow me at Jaquai_Jaquai, and I spell that JAQUAI_JAHKWAY, because a lot of people don't know how to pronounce my name. But again, it is JAQUAI_JAHKWAY. Kway. And I will be so glad to have you on board. I try to keep some funny Insta stories going every day. And and I try to put, people's businesses out there. So if you got something you're
Oh,
selling, specials coming up, shoot, email me, send DM me and tell me what's going on. If you sell lip gloss or something, send me something. Maybe you don't gotta send me nothing, but I'll put you on the Insta story because we gotta stick together.
yes, more than ever. All right, Fashion Dolls, more Girl Talk Monday. Raven Nicole Thurman joins me. So make sure you guys tune in, and I will see you then. And Jaquai, I'm going to send you that information over because I want you on the next Girl Talk panel.
Yes, please. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Take care, everyone. Y'all have an amazing weekend.